There, that is a little bit better. I'm going to turn another light on over here, trying to figure out why. That's a little bit better, but not great. I'm so sorry about the lighting in my house, but I'm so glad that you're here for our live stream because we're going to do a frugal quiche. Now, quiche can be very expensive. In fact, recently I went to Aldi's and they had pre-made quiche already there, and it was $10, not nearly as big and as rich and as thick as the one I make. So I used some of the ingredients from Aldi's. In fact, we're going to be using Aldi's mild cheddar cheese, and this was 16 ounces for $3.50, which is pretty unbeatable. So we got that. We also have our eggs, and our eggs came in at $1.95 from Aldi's. That makes, I'm using 6 eggs in our frugal but rich quiche, and the 6 eggs come to 64 cents is all. So it's, 80 cents. Wait a minute. Something like that. So about 80, 90 cents. Great. And so we're going to be using cottage cheese. I use cottage cheese in my quiche, and this is 3/4 cup. And I will be putting the recipe down in the description later after we're done today. I'm also using onions. Got some onions here. My onion was 21 cents the other day. So I'm just calculating this at about, 15 cents of onion. I got a Roma tomato also for 20 cents. That's 20 cents of a Roma tomato. We've got green onions because we need the color in the quiche. My husband likes colorful quiche, and so do I. We're going to be using a little bit less than 1/4 cup of flour. I'm going to use a little bit of hot sauce in honor of my mother because she said hot sauce makes everything great, and a little bit of hot sauce does do very well in a quiche. We're going to use salt and pepper. And for the milk that I have to use, I am taking a tip from my mom. My mom always kept non-fat dry milk in the house. So we always had powdered milk. So we never really ran out of milk, which is a great thing. And so we're going to be, I already mixed some up. So we're going to be using some non-fat powdered milk. We're also going to be using a little bit of oil. And I had some bacon bits from leftover bacon for one of our Thanksgiving breakfasts the other day. And so I'm going to be putting bacon in that as well. My name is Kim. I went right into the quiche because of the lighting issues, but I am a little old lady in a big old world. And the reason I say that is because I am a lot littler than I used to be, and that is because of osteoporosis. A year ago this month was the last time that I broke a bone in my back. All of 2024, I was pretty much in bedridden, being taken to the hospital in ambulances, spent days and days in a hospital, was told I needed palliative care. Nursing home care was even suggested, and my eyes got real big when they said that. Oh, hi, Deb Man. Hi, Ted Cole. Hi, Jan Thomas. See you all here. It's so great to have you here with us because I want to shout out some birthdays to some people too. So I'm going to turn my camera around a little bit like that. I'm also going to turn my kitchen light on again. Let's see if I can get better lighting in here. Boy, that old light just really is a woo! I'm going to have to do something about that light. My apologies to everybody. So again, we've got cheese, we've got cottage cheese, we've got onions, tomatoes, bacon bits, we've got green onion, a little bit of flour, a little bit of Louisiana hot sauce, some mixed up powdered milk. We've also got the crust, and the crust comes from Aldi's, and Aldi's does 2 crusts for $1.99. I mean, that's pretty good. I haven't yet gotten the courage to make the crust all by myself, but let's go back to my bones, my kyphosis, and my osteoporosis, and how this all works together. I used my kitchen as a gym. The very first month that I didn't break anything was a year ago, November. And that was the first month that I baked something. And I baked those muffins that you see in my cover picture. Once I started doing that and I started, schlepping around my kitchen, I realized that I was doing micro workouts in my kitchen. And right now, before I put my hair up, because the hair goes up before I cook, and I scrub my hands, I'm going to do 10 calf lifts for you right now. Just hold on to the counter, get my back as straight as I can because I am working on that. And by the way, I was bent like this for very many, many months. Couldn't walk and couldn't drive, but I can do it all now. So I go up, whoop, and get out of that light. I need my husband to help me with the light. And 1, and into the light, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, without hands, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Hi, Carrie. 18, 19, and 20. I just did 20 calf lifts in my kitchen while I'm getting ready to prepare my quiche for my husband and I. So a couple of things that I would like to share with you. My mom always, that big light over my head must be annoying, as annoying for you as it is for me. I will get that fixed. But my mom taught me to clean as you go. And so that's one of the things that I want to share with you today. We're going to clean as we go so that we hardly have any cleanup, because quiche is a bit intensive. There's lots of little elements to quiche. So I take my Cuisinart bowl here, this guy. I put it in my sink. I come over here to this side of my sink. And don't do what I did the other day, which was to accidentally put an egg down the sink when I meant to put it in the bowl. So here we go. We're going to get those eggs into the Cuisinart bowl, and I'm doing 6 eggs. And 6 is good. If you want it a little thicker, a little even richer, go ahead and do 7 eggs. And here we go. And no egg mess. It's all in the sink. Yay! Woo! Okay, so there's that done. And now we're going to take the Know and Love, which is Winn Dixie's store brand. Hi, there's some more people. Terry Schwartz is watching from Shalom Park. Shalom Park is a very, very, very beautiful place. Very beautiful. You know what, folks? I'm going to try something with my lighting. If you could just bear with me a minute, I will be right back. I'll talk as I walk. I'm going to go open up my kitchen windows and see if I can let the light in so that I don't have this orb hanging over me. Okay, I'm talking. I don't know if you can hear me. Let's see. We can make this happen. I did a live the other day, and that was actually a little bit better. Let's turn this light off now. I did a live the other day, and the lighting wasn't like this, so I do apologize. But I kind of have a golden glow around me. It's not so bad. And now the next thing that happens is the hair is going to go up. So I keep a couple bobby pins over here when I'm cooking, and I do 2 little swipes up like that, and the hair is up, out of the way. Yay, all done. And I feel better about cooking in the kitchen now. Boop, boop, there it goes. Okay, and now comes the scrub up. So a lot of the YouTubers are using the plastic gloves and for when they cook. But I also cook by touch. So that's not going to work for me. So I scrub constantly when I cook. And that is another thing I learned from my mom. So here we go. Let's scrub up the arm, almost like a nurse. Get that done. All right. Got my favorite little towel. It says, all I need is a little bit of coffee and a whole lot of Jesus. And that's true. And by the way, I have a scripture for this channel. I'm going to tell you what it is. It is Psalm 71:18, and I'm not going to tell you what's in that psalm. I'm going to make you look it up for yourselves. Psalm 71:18. Okay, it's time now to put this quiche together. And oh, by the way, I already have my pan done. And of course, a lot of people use Pam. I don't use Pam. I use butter because I really love, there's something about real butter on the bottom of the pan, and then I flour it just like my mom used to do. So that's the way that is. And this is one of the nice things about Aldi's pie crusts. It comes with this really nice paper, rolling out paper. And, Pillsbury doesn't, and other ones do not do that. So this one is all rolled out for us. I may have to cut off some edges. So we're going to go ahead and stick this in our pan. Oh, I'm just not smooth at this. That's okay, though. All right. There we go. And I don't have to par bake this because the oven is preheated at 375, and I've got a cookie sheet in the oven. So when this gets in the oven, the bottom will actually cook up pretty good because of the cookie sheet being preheated. So I am going to cut off some edges of this because my pan is deep and not wide. Who remembers that song from church camp? Deep and wide. Deep and wide, there's a fountain flowing deep and wide. Deep and wide, there's a fountain flowing deep and wide. I'm sorry, you probably weren't expecting me to harass you with singing, but there I did it anyways. Okay, actually quite a bit of that came off, and we have now a pie crust ready. We're going to put a couple little holes in that pie crust. There we go. The pie crust is ready to go. Again, we're cleaning as we go, cleaning it up as we go. So we got the eggs in here. And now I am going to do, we still have 7 people with me. I'm shocked. And you know what? If you could like this channel, share it, even subscribe to it, that would be great, because I'm hoping this is going to be my second career in life. Oh, we lost somebody. Oh, well. Jan's here. Yay. And Terry is here too. Great. So we're going to take this and we are going to put in, I couldn't be more nervous. And I've been on stage many times in my life. This is about as nervous as I've ever been. Okay, we're going to do 1/2 cup of this pre-made non-fat dry milk, which I made a little bit extra milky. So that's going to go in there. Again, clean as you go. That'll be all cleaned up in a few more minutes. And one thing I do not do is I do not add the cheese, the cheddar cheese, because I have found, I don't add it until everything's been mixed, because I have found that the cheddar just sinks to the bottom, and that's not really what you want. Okay, now we're going to add the cottage cheese. And that was 3/4 of a cup. We'll get most of that out of there. We're frugal. We don't waste anything. And so back to osteoporosis. Why is this a great dish if you have osteoporosis? Well, for one thing, a whole lot of calcium in it. A lot of calcium. By the way, here are your green onions. Those are also good for you. We're going to clean as you go. Into the sink it goes. I like extra onions. I like them green and I like them white. Hi, we're an 8th person in the room. I don't know who it is, but we're glad you're here. So those onions are going in there as well. And again, I will put my recipe, my personal recipe for Frugal but Rich Quiche later on in the description. And that Roma tomato, all of it's going in there. We need that color. We need the vitamin C too. But this is important because it's got so much calcium in it. And that's important if you have osteoporosis. Now, I'm going to take a moment and stop for a second and tell you about a medicine that I was on for osteoporosis. It's called teriparatide. I'll spell it. Teriparatide. A year ago, when I had broken my 14 vertebrae, my sacrum and all my end plates, this was the medication that the endocrinologist, and I'm a veteran, I'm a U.S. Army veteran, my endocrinologist gave this to me to give myself injections of it every day. It's a nearly $4,000 medication. Today is the day that I'm throwing this away. I've had it in my refrigerator for a year. I used it for 4 days. Within 4 days, my calcium levels had gone so high, I was into ventricular fibrillation. My heart was doing terrible, and the doctor said, get off of it immediately. That led me to a quest on what it was that I could do. If I couldn't take the bone medicine because I have such a problem with calcium. And by the way, I only get my calcium through food sources. I cannot take extra calcium, and I won't. What could I do for myself? So I've spent almost all of 2025 researching all the things that I could do to help strengthen my body, get back to my activities of daily living, do the things I wanted to do, which is to communicate with friends all over the world and travel. And I learned, one of the big things I learned is my vitamin D levels were excruciatingly low, well below 20. And so I researched what foods. Well, there aren't a lot of foods that raise your vitamin D, but there is one, salmon. And of all the things that I do not skimp on, one of the things that I do make sure is that I take salmon. I eat salmon at least 5 to 6 days a week. Now, I won't know till this week what my bone density looks like. It was pretty terrible more than a year ago. And tomorrow I have a new bone density, and I'll let you folks know how it goes. But I do the salmon. I don't do any kind of bone medication anymore, and I don't take supplements anymore. I do the micro workouts in the kitchen. In fact, while I'm here right now, I'm going to do another micro workout. I'm just going to lift my legs up to the counter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10. We'll do 10 right now. Terry's right. Save the eggshells for my garden. My garden has not started yet because I did very badly with my garden last year, but I will start saving them, Terry. Thank you for that good advice, and I appreciate you so much. Terry's a good friend. In fact, everybody that's in here today are all good friends of mine, but we're hoping this channel expands. This is going to be my late in life career, you know? So back to osteoporosis, how I'm doing so much better, and what I'm going to be doing in 4 little days. In 4 little days, I am going to be getting on an Amtrak train on an overnight berth with my youngest son, who is 31 years old. And we are going to be traveling to New York City at Christmas time. And I heard there's going to be snow. And I'm nervous. I'm scared because, you know, there's always that fear of what happens. What if I fall? What if I break? But my son is very strong and he's very big. If I plop down on the sidewalk, he'll just prop me back up. I'm fine with that. But I am taking this adventure because I am strong enough. I am well enough. I didn't go into palliative care. I didn't go into special hospitals for other kinds of little old people. I made a decision is what I did, that I would do what it took to get better. Now, before I came on to do our little video demo about quiche today, I sat in the sun. And I'm in Central Florida, and it's usually pretty nice this time of year. So I try to get as much sun as I can every single day that I can. I also, like I said, I continue to do the micro workouts all through the day. You know, my kitchen is tile. A micro workout that anybody can do if they've got a tile kitchen. If you've got lines in your kitchen, one of the things you could do. By the way, I constantly hold my arms back, like I wish I could show you, but I hold on to them to get my body and back straighter so that I can work on my kyphosis. But there are lines in my kitchen, and I can go forward on those lines, 1 foot in front of the other, and I'll do that a few times in the morning. First thing I do, I'll also do counter push-ups, which I won't do for you right now. But the point being, I use my kitchen as a spa, as a gym, as a sanctuary for meditation and prayer. And oh, by the way, yes, we can cook good food such as the quiche that we're getting ready to do right now. Okay, so now I put in a quarter of a cup of flour. I find that's very helpful. And again, as I said, we're going to clean as we go. So these 2 things we've done, they're going in the refrigerator right now. And here they go. They're done. Hey, my counter's looking almost clean already. And I want to tell you about these measuring spoons that I've gotten. My wonderful friend, Terry Schwartz, got these for me for Christmas a few years ago. And I want to tell you, of all the toys that I give my darling great-grandson, these colorful measuring cups are the only things he ever wants to play with. I highly recommend them. I think they're from Pioneer Woman, and they're very good. They're going back in the drawer now. We're going to keep this really clean. The oven is preheated. We're going to go ahead and add those little bacon bits that was left over from breakfast the other day. They're going in. It's going in the stove. Oh, we're going to do a little bit of hot sauce, just a little bit. This is Louisiana. Boop, 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 boop. That's it. That's it. We're not going to overdo it with the pepper. Cottage cheese is salt, because cottage cheese is very salty, and so is cheese. So we're just going to, that's it. And a little bit of pepper. Pepper. How'd you like the sound effects? Okay, so we're going to also put this milk back in the refrigerator. That's the other thing. We're going to keep cleaning up as we go. Okay. And those are there. And we're going to do 1 tablespoon of oil. Now, not all of my videos will I be talking a lot. Some will just be cooking. But as a way of introducing myself to everybody, I wanted to talk a lot during this. You know, I always had kind of a little secret dream of having my own talk show because I was always a blabber. So this is kind of making some of my dreams come true. So this trip to New York, and I'm sorry, but I just put pepper in there. Anything could happen. If it does, I will be leaving and going outside to sneeze. That's how I am in the kitchen. We've got 12 people here. I don't know. Do we have anybody who's having a birthday? I know that Heather is having a birthday today. Mary Mowry's sister is having a birthday. She's a friend of mine. And my sister is having a birthday today. So lots of birthdays. Happy birthday to everybody. While I'm getting ready to stir this up over here in my Cuisinart, I just want to shout out 2 channels that really inspired me to do what I'm doing right now. And I am going to run outside. Let me go. Hold on. Woo-hoo. Gotta sneeze from that pepper. Oh my goodness. I'm back. Oh, and you saw me just do a circle around my kitchen? That circle was my track for all of last year when I was learning how to walk again with a walker. And you can see all the walker marks along the walls. I would do 10 rounds, 20 rounds, 40 rounds. And eventually I got up to thousands of feet, thousands of steps. The good news now is I am walking so much naturally, doing everyday activities. I do not have to do those dedicated steps like I used to. And also, before we mix this up, the reason I'm kind of dressed the way I am right now, I was trying this outfit out for my trip to New York with my son this coming Thursday. And it's, I tell you what, when you drop 4.5 inches of height, and some of you have done that, or you've known people who've done that, everything changes. And for those of you that know me, that you know that losing my 3 adult children over the last years was an insurmountable loss that I barely made it through. And the only thing besides losing my mom recently this past May that comes close to the destabilization that I felt in the grief of my children's loss was suddenly collapsed spine. They suddenly collapsed spine where I lost nearly 4.5 inches of height. It was destabilizing. It was disorienting. Having to use booster seats, knowing that people who saw me, who hadn't seen me in a long time, saw me as this diminished in their minds, shorter person, really, really was very, very difficult for me. But I am here to proclaim that scripture again, Psalm 71:18, the one I'm not going to read to you because I hope you look it up. It's good for whatever ails you, especially if you're a little older person like I am in a big old world like I am. Look that scripture up. I think you'll find it very, very meaningful, very sweet. It's certainly been a good one for me. Okay, so I'm ready now to stir this up. So here we go. We're going over here. Now, my husband bought me this, but I couldn't, because it was so heavy, bring it forward to me. I had to have it put on a cutting board, which I don't even use cutting boards. I had to have it put on a cutting board so that I could bring it, slide it forward to me. And here we go. You're going to hear some noise here in a minute. And my husband got me this, I think, as an encouragement to me after he saw me making those muffins. And he was right. It was an encouragement to me. So here we go. It's going down. And I really mix it up good. Got some on me. Okay. And we're going to take that down. I don't mix it too long. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Why is this coming off? Help. There we go. Okay, I'm going to have this kitchen clean before we're all done today. And the one thing I do promise is I will get the lighting better on these videos so that we won't have the glare and I don't look like that I'm all filtered because I got a lot more wrinkles than what are showing up. Okay, here we go. So now we're going to put this in. We're going to put this in our pie. Pie crust, pie pan, going in. Woo! Get this measuring spoon here. Get it all out. All the bacon out of there. There we go. Again, I'm going to wash all this up in just a minute. And we will have a clean kitchen. And I'm now going to put the cheese into the quiche. All right. Some of it will go down to the bottom, and that's okay. And some of it will stay on the top. And we do add quite a bit of, like I said, I'm doing a 1.5 cups. Okay. So this is a cheese veggie quiche, and it's going in the oven right now, and I'll put it in for 60 minutes, but I'll check on it in 30. And no, we won't be staying here for 60 minutes. You have to come out back and see a slice of it later. Here we go. Going in the oven. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I've got some pie crust over there to do something else with. I'm not sure. I might make myself a little mini tart or something. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're almost at the end of, I had hoped to just do 30 minutes, but now we're going to give away a free ticket to see Cabaret, a variety show online by Unbox Productions, January 17th. And the only person I see in the room who isn't going to be in this show is Ted Cole. Ted Cole, you are the lucky winner of a free link to see Cabaret, Unbox Productions annual variety show Cabaret, January 17th, and you can only see it online. So go to unboxproductions.org, make sure you're registered with us, and we'll send you a complimentary link. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to read some of the things that I see here. Hi, Kim. Hi, Kim. I'm here. Hi, Kim, watching from Shalom Park. Somebody said this is the perfect stage for me. I kind of agree with you on that. Save the eggshells. Candy says, yay-hoo, you want a ticket. Yeah, thank you, Candy. And I know some of you have more than one person in your room, and that's great. So if you would like to see more content from me, if you would like to see better lighting from me, shout me out here in the chat. If you have any questions about osteoporosis, or if you are on that journey, shout that out as well. Osteoporosis to me is one of the under respected physical conditions that we have. And I don't know whether it's because it's a condition that's mostly older women, and maybe that's not very sexy, not very interesting, what have you. But the truth of the matter is, it affects you starting in your 50s, many of us, starting with osteopenia that eventually turns in. Hi, Mia. Good to see you. Thank you. I need help getting my light better. So anybody have any ideas for that? Let me know. And also, do I look faded out to you? Because it looks faded out to me. Just let me know. Oh, she said I did a great job. Thank you so much, Mia. And she's coming in all the way from North Carolina. We're so happy to have her. Again, share my stream. Share this experience, and I intend to make it better. This is a learning curve. I want to shout out two people right now. One is Ardent Michelle. If you have never seen her YouTube channel, I encourage you. She was probably my first inspiration for frugal meals, done well, plated beautifully. She's a little bit older. I think she's at late middle age. She's from San Diego, and she's just delightful. The other one that I want to mention is Old Me Living Better. Old Me Living Better, which is an interesting title. And his name is Mike. He's 80 years old. He became a YouTuber in this past year, and he has been a terrific support to me to get started. My husband's supported, my children are supporting me. And now you won't see me again until Wednesday the 3rd, because I'll be doing a video about prepping to go on Amtrak with my son. And then the next thing you will see is my son and I, Joseph, my beautiful son, my youngest son. We will be vlogging our experience on Amtrak in New York, the good, the bad, the ugly, the wonderful, the miraculous, whatever happens. That's what we're going to be doing. And I will be gone from the 4th through the 10th. So there'll be quite a bit of content coming in during that time. Anything that you can think of to help me make this a better experience for you, a better channel for you, we do want to know about that. Carrie Winnan is here. And by the way, I just want to shout out to Carrie Winnan, because she is the author of a couple of wonderful books. One is called Rio's Story, a real story about a horse, beautiful pictures, and this delightful Henry the Cracker's Cat, a true cat story about a little immigrant cat. Yep, he's an immigrant. He ends up in Crystal River, Florida, at Cracker's Restaurant, which happens to be a place I know. And I love that little book. It brings tears to my eyes. Oh, somebody's doing hearts. Must be Carrie. 12 people are here, and I'm still on, and I'm not feeling like leaving yet. Ask me a question, and I'll answer it. So anyways, if you can think of anything to help me make this stream better, I want to do that. And again, I will be back on the 3rd, getting ready to board that train on the 4th. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Deborah Mann said, looking forward to the travel vlog. Prayers for fun and safe trip. Oh, thank you so much. I can use them. And back to my kyphosis, osteoporosis journey, everything that I can do to keep standing up straighter, keep smiling, keep energized. I'm all about doing and encouraging you to do the same thing too. Well, that's it for today. 30 minutes is what I had promised. I've gone 32, and I appreciate you all very, very much. And please go to the page itself, comment on the post, take a look at some of my other videos. My very first long form video was 5 years ago, and I did a video about making miniatures. And that was after I had lost my third adult child. And my motto at that time, and still is today, if your heart and your mind are broken, trust your hands to make something like a quiche. And the other little thing I used to say is, if you're going whiny, go tiny. So I'm tiny. I'm in my tiny house, and I made a tiny quiche. Actually, it should serve about 6 to 8 people. And by the way, what really inspired me to make, hey, honey, I hear my doggy. The thing that inspired me to make quiche is when my husband and I spent this almost entire year in and out of the hospital in 2024, the one thing that sounded good to him was Publix quiche. Publix quiche, and Publix is a lovely store. To me, it's the Cadillac of the Champagne of grocery stores. They served a wonderful quiche that is $8 for 2 slices. I want you to know that the quiche that I made today is under $3.50 and will serve 6 to 8 people. So that is frugal and that is rich. Okay. Oh, Jan says, what time on the 3rd? Probably 4 o'clock, although I've got to work on my lighting. So I give me a little bit of, anybody has any ideas about that, I'd really appreciate it. So yeah, it'll be on the 3rd. Okay. Whew. I've done wore myself out, but it's in a good way. I feel good, and I feel very blessed to have spent this time with all of you. And thank you for supporting a little old lady in a big old world. Bye-bye.